Davis never thought he loved his wife, not until he lost her in a car crash. He woke up in the hospital. His father-in-law tearfully told him she was gone, but Davis stayed strangely calm. At the funeral, everyone was heartbroken, except Davis, who stood off to the side blankly. That night, people gathered at the house playing sad music. They shared stories remembering his wife. Davis looked around unsure of what to say. To not ruin the mood, he hid in the bathroom, tried to squeeze out some tears, but he just couldn't. Maybe he really never loved her. When he showed up at work, his co-workers stared in shock. It was just one day after the funeral. He should have been resting at home. Soon someone came up to offer condolences.
I am so sorry, Davis.
Thank you, Amy.
But all Davis wanted was to focus on work.
When you get a minute, can I get the revenue numbers on Alderman International? Got a lot of catching up to do.
After work, his father-in-law came by to comfort him. The next day, Davis's own father showed up to trim tree branches. Everyone seemed to want to console him, but Davis didn't feel any sadness. On the subway, he turned to a stranger and said,
I didn't love my wife. Now that she's gone, I don't even feel sad or pain or hurt.
But when the stranger asked how he felt, he froze. Then, like a madman, he pulled the emergency brake. When the police asked him why, he had no answer. Back home, he found the fridge leaking. He grabbed his tools and started taking it apart. His father-in-law once said, to fix something you have to break it down. Find what's broken. Same goes for people. But Davis only learned how to tear things apart. Once he took the fridge apart, he couldn't put it back together. And strangely, he loved that feeling. He took apart his office computer, his wife's coffee machine. But that wasn't enough. When he saw workers demolishing a house, he handed them all the cash he had, begging to help with the destruction. He enjoyed every second of it. One day in the shower, he saw his wife's reflection in the mirror, but she vanished in an instant. Davis began to think he was losing his mind, so he got a full checkup at the hospital. The doctor said he was perfectly healthy. He kept helping demolish buildings, until one day he stepped on a nail.
Oh, God damn, that fucking hurt!
For the first time since his wife's death, he actually felt pain. It reminded him he was still alive. One day he heard his friend's son playing rock music. The noise sparked something inside him. He started dancing to the beat. From then on, he wore headphones, losing himself in the world of rock. Even in crowds, he kept dancing. He couldn't feel sadness, but kept chasing thrill and joy. Once the last house at the site was torn down, he got a bulldozer and crashed it into his own home. The elegant house was reduced to rubble, but standing in the ruins, he felt free. He walked into the bedroom, raised the hammer and smashed vanity. Suddenly, a hidden envelope fell out. Inside was his wife's pregnancy report from a year ago, but he had never known she was pregnant.